This news got announced before Shorty had her last match on SmackDown. Baron Corbin,
There you
Indi
go.
Hartwell, and
There you go.
Tegan Nox got let go. They got future endeavored. It was Friday last week.
It's Friday.
It was hours before SmackDown. I didn't know until today, about a week ago, Baron Corbin was apparently filming a WWE commercial for the upcoming Netflix stuff, and so I'm going to assume that he's not going to be featured in that stuff. But hey, stranger things have happened. But it's kind of crazy to Indi Hartwell gone. She tweeted, I don't know if she's going to continue wrestling or not. She tweeted that her first match was in Barclays, and her last match ended up being in Barclays as well. That match that aired on Smack. I want to say it was Indi and Tegan. I don't quote me on that, but it aired. Their last match happened that day that the news hit. Thoughts? I mean, I don't want to say I'm shocked with a lot of things. I don't want to say I'm shocked with these releases, but recently speaking to Braun Breaker, he would speak the world about Baron Corbin and how he helped him during their tag team situation in NXT within the last year. Was there any thoughts y'all had on these releases in particular? Any at all?
None of them are particularly surprising.
They weren't doing anything.
No,
Yeah.
I just thought that Corbin was adding value, especially to NXT.
Yeah.
I just feel like the repurposing of some veterans that have been there for a while into NXT has been beneficial. So I sometimes, while not surprised, I question like why. Because you can use it. You're bringing in, you're doing this Nike ID. You're doing this WWID.
That's funny.
You're
No,
doing
thanks.
and then you've got you still have NIL. It's like you need it. You need the talent.
You need those vets
Yeah.
who know how to work with people young and old. Yeah.
And Corbin went through a couple iterations and they were kooky, but still added value to the business, even if it was a short period of time.
Yeah. It's I think you're 100% correct on that. I like that aspect of the future coming into WWE needing some people to work with. I feel like there was somebody else recently that got let go, and you can just see it. They're not do. Part of the problem though is Corbin recently got called up to the main roster, right?
Again, yeah.
I believe the other homeboy that got called up to the main roster ended up getting let go as well. It's like,
Who was it?
let me check and see. If somebody in the chat knows, it wasn't that long ago. WWE release. He like wrote a
I feel
whole
like
letter.
bouncing back and forth might not be a good look, right? Like I think
Is it Dijak?
Yes.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Dijak got released not too long ago, and it was after he got added to
not the pill.
he got added to the main roster, and I think the problem is maybe don't. I understand like there's only so much TV time in NXT, but maybe that's why you have a rotation. Maybe you let some people have programs while other people get to chill. But throwing people on the main roster because they were hot with Braun Breaker for that time frame, it's not a wise move because there's already so much stuff baked into Raw and SmackDown that it's hard for somebody, especially a Baron Corbin, to find a way if he doesn't already have a thing to throw. Like if he was King Corbin and was immediately like, hey, LA Knight, you're gonna give me this, I'm gonna kill you, like whatever the case may be, like he's just another guy when he gets drafted. He needs to be down in NXT. They need to figure that end part out, especially
And
now.
that's why I'd be scared when people are like Lash and Jakara fit way too well. and I don't want to say it out loud, and I cringe when people say it out loud because I
Mm.
just I don't want them to fall into a space where they're doing so well there. Like, I'd rather them go back and forth. I'd rather that they put them tag titles on them and let them kind of bounce between the three shows,
Right.
because I would hate for them to get called up and then we don't see them for a while.
Well, there's a benefit to that too, right? I think we a lot of the time we've been, especially over the last, however long, over the last year, I guess, that Bianca and Jade have, kind of been together. We champion what Bianca's been doing in her development and how she's able to, the idea that Jade working with Bianca can be a real, mentor mentee
Mm-hmm.
situation. Bianca got there because over the last 4 years, she was working all the time, working with the
Mm-hmm.
Baileys, working with the Becky Lynch. She was working with everybody. So by the time she's 4 years down the road, she's not only able to carry a tag match, but she's able to do that, telling story, putting on the solo match, because that match with
Mm-hmm.
Io is still one of the better women's matches of the last year.
Mm-hmm.
You damn work. I at a certain point, you need an OG, and I think what Baron Corbin may not. He does. If you don't see him or Indi or Tegan being your some type of champion, I think that's fine. You can definitely see them being strong hands who can work with the people that you want to build up for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just jobber squash, whatever. Make our other stars look good in our program. Like, I I understand the releases, but at a certain point, you got to build up that Glass Joe side of the roster as well. You need some more Don Flamencos. That was his name, right?
Don Flamingo, yeah.
Yeah, you need some of
Remember,
those.
if you beat him up real bad in the front row, his headline in the front kind of looked like If I Grew Mine.
Facts. Yeah.